Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Well, if you're anything like me, you're probably still sleeping off some turkey. This is John Frenaye. It is Friday, November 24th, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. An overnight fire broke out in the Severn House condominiums in Eastport in Annapolis. Around 1:30 a.m. this morning, fire crews were called for an apartment fire. Upon arrival, fire was visible, and the fire quickly spread to several units. We are hearing that at least 3 were damaged. Assistance was lent by Anne Arundel County Fire Department, the U.S. Naval Academy Fire Department, and at this time we know that at least 1 resident has been transported to a local hospital for minor injuries. No word on any other injuries to firefighters or residents. Crews remain at the scene at this hour, and a cause or damage estimate has not been determined. The Severn House condominium sits along the shores of Back Creek, just adjacent to the Watergate apartment complex. Never good to hear about a fire on Thanksgiving. Chase Cook at the Capitol is reporting that County Councilman John Grasso is trying to resurrect a school capacity bill. The bill failed earlier this year, and Grasso wants to resurrect it where development will be halted when schools reach 95% capacity. Grasso now claims that he does have the votes needed to get that. The last time around, it was Councilman Jerry Walker, Derek Fink, Michael Perutka, and Peter Smith that voted against it, and there is no word on who plans to flip their vote at this point, but that would be a great move to make sure that our schools are not overcrowded. Not sure exactly how that works in with Annapolis, which has legislated 110% capacity. The Better Business Bureau is giving some tips for shopping online and doing it safely. According to Angie Barnett, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau serving Greater Maryland, you must be using a secure device, whether it's your phone or your computer. You want to make sure you have it very current, up-to-date anti-malware, spyware, antivirus, anti-everything. You want to make sure that you use a credit card, not a debit card. Credit cards do offer greater security and fraud protection and generally aren't tied to other accounts in your name. If there's a security breach on a site where you used a debit card, you could be in for a world of trouble. Of course, you want to check the return policy because a 30-day return policy doesn't do you too much good if it's a Christmas gift that's being purchased today. And finally, Barnett recommends that you never purchase gift cards online. An enterprising scammer could take unactivated cards like the ones that you see on the rack in the Giant and sell them as new, and then you end up giving a useless gift card. Speaking of gift cards, the Redskins got one last night. In a particularly embarrassing fourth quarter sequence of events that drew boos from the crowd, Kirk Cousins went from planning to punt on the 4th and 1 to calling a timeout and deciding to go for it to drawing a delay of game penalty, and in the end, punting it away anyway. In the end, Cousins was able to redeem himself and help the Redskins beat the New York Giants 20-10. Coming up today, as a matter of fact, right now as you're listening to this, Navy is getting ready to take on Houston down in Texas at noon on ESPN. So go tune that in after you're done listening to that. This will be an interesting game. Both teams currently sit at 6-4. Both teams currently sit at 4-3 in conference play. And both teams now are tied for second place in the conference. The game doesn't have any implications for any bowl playoff scenarios, but of course Navy would like to see a larger winning season than they have so far this year. And this is the second to last game for Navy for the 2017 season. Navy will take on Army on December 9th at the Link up in Philadelphia, and both Kevin Chaney and I will be there all over that game. You can rest assured. That's it for the news today. It's kind of light. Stick around. We've got George Young with DMV Weather to bring you your weekend forecast. Make sure you get out on Small Business Saturday tomorrow and support your local businesses, and have a great weekend.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George from DMV Weather. Here's your Annapolis forecast for Friday, November 24th. After a great Thanksgiving holiday yesterday, we will have another sunny, cool, and calm weather day in Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County today. For today specifically, we forecasted a target high temp of 50 degrees for both downtown Annapolis and BWI Airport, as we have max sunshine and continued light winds across the entire area. Lows tonight will get chilly again in the 30s, and then tomorrow we will warm up a bit back into the mid to upper 50s. But with that warm-up comes a very small chance of showers later in the day and the overnight hours as another cold front moves through the region, bringing breezy conditions back to the area once again, and then cooling us back down into the upper 40s or low 50s on Sunday. On the whole, though, fairly standard weather for this time of year, so definitely make plans to get out and about this holiday weekend, as the weather will be totally cooperative regardless of plans. Okay, that's it for us today. Get our free weather app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store by searching for DC MDVA Weather, and follow us 24/7, 365 on our website at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook. This is George Young of DMV Weather with your Annapolis forecast. Enjoy every second of this long holiday weekend, and remember, whatever the weather out there, have fun and be safe.
Hey there, this is John Fernay, and the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief is sponsored by, well, it could be you. Podcasting is a growing trend, and since launching on September 1st, we have more than 10,000 downloads of this podcast, plus thousands of listens on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. In addition to our Facebook page, All Annapolis, and our Twitter account, we distribute the Daily News Brief to Apple Podcasts, which used to be called iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and the TuneIn app that can be played on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. We focus on local news, local weather, local events, and local sports, including high school and college. So our audience is pretty tightly targeted to the greater Annapolis area. And if you own or manage a local business, you're a likely customer. Intrigued? Well, here's something to think about. Your company could be featured on this daily podcast for less than $20 a day. Interested? Shoot me an email and let's talk. My email address is john@eyeonannapolis.net, and that's EYEONANNAPOLIS, but you already knew that, .net. Let's get together and see what we can make happen.
Need to make plans for the weekend? We got you covered. Here are our top picks. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for the events newsletter with a listing of all the upcoming area events.
Ho, 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 it's the holidays, so you better get into the gear. Thanksgiving is in the rearview mirror. We're looking ahead to Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, and all of that. Lights on the Bay continues at Sandy Point State Park, and this year it benefits the Anne Arundel County SPCA. $20 will get as many people as you can fit into your car in there. Gets underway at dusk every night through the 2nd of January. Check it out over at Sandy Point State Park. Tomorrow, stroll around Annapolis. It is Small Business Saturday, and this is an event brought to you by American Express for about 10 years now, and all of the businesses get together. They've got specials, and it's a great time to show your support for the local economy where you spend your money and it stays here locally. Small Business Saturday, all the stores are opening at about 10 a.m. downtown. A lot of fun. Go out, see your neighbors, have fun shopping. If you're looking for Santa Claus, he shows up at Homestead Gardens at Davidsonville and in Severna Park this weekend, so you can get your picture with Santa Claus and give him your wish list. Annapolis has their grand illumination, and that is the lighting of the Christmas tree. WNAV hosting a stage on a tow truck. Yes, believe it or not, that's how we roll in Annapolis. The Ballet Theater of Maryland will be there as well, out in front of Zachary's Jewelers. Gets underway at about 5 o'clock on Sunday, goes till about 8, and it culminates in lighting the Christmas tree, which has been donated to the city and lovingly decorated by Homestead Gardens, and it's a cool, very blue-looking Christmas tree this year. Fans of the band Pasadena, if you remember, they broke up, which is a sad thing. Joey Harcum is back. He is at Metropolitan tomorrow night at 8 o'clock in his new band. And if you're missing the sounds of Pasadena, go check out Joey Harcum at Metropolitan. And put this on your calendar for a couple weeks. It's not happening until the 16th of December, but it is the Santa Speedo Run. And this is just an hysterical event. This is where everybody gets dressed up in sort of Santa-ish, Speedo-ish. It's just kind of a crazy day. It gets underway at O'Brien's at about 10:30. The race starts at noon. It's about a mile up Main Street, down around the dock and back. It's a good time to party. It raises funds for Toys for Tots. You can get more information and tickets to participate in that at santaspeedorunannapolis.com. That's a quick rundown for the weekend. Make it a great one. Get out there and get in tune for the holiday season.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at noon. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.